Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. So today I am going to show you how you can actually translate the output of your AI tools using FormWise into a different language. Now, I actually, one of the members of our program is servicing clients who speak different languages. That is always a challenge. So kudos to you. You know who you are. So that is always a challenge because there are so many different rules and different things that you need to follow according to each area. And then on top of all of that, you have the struggle with the language. So I'm going to actually give you, if you're a FormWise member, I'm actually going to give you two examples here. I want to show you how you can create a prompt like this. So you can use these prompts internally, or you can use them as lead magnets, or if you wanted to add this to your tool set and resell to your members, however you want to position your FormWise prompts. Then I wanted to show you one way that you can kind of do this in English and then say, what language do you want the output to be in? Okay. Or I want to show you how you can create a tool that is just completely in a different language. Okay. So what I'm going to show you here is just a simple template that was already in FormWise. And again, I'm using FormWise to create this. If you're unfamiliar with FormWise, highly encourage you to check them out. You could go to bridgetbartlett.com, go to other tools, or I'm sorry, go to add-ons, and you'll see FormWise there. FormWise integrates with high level. Most of us have high level accounts already. So if you wanted to add this to your value stack, or like I said, use them as lead magnets, we actually use this in our program as well for lead magnets. So there's so many use cases. You can also, I use this for internal tools. I have tons of training on all of this. So what I did was I just chose a template, and then I'm just saying like it's a basic sales objection. Okay. And then I'm just saying what language should this be in? So let's just go ahead and test this out just so you can kind of get a visual of what I'm actually trying to show you here. So let's just say costs too much money. Okay. So this would be like, again, like if I'm using this internally or my clients are using this. And again, I'm using this as an example, but open your mind to all the different ways you can use the same process to incorporate in your own tools and prompts. So I'm going to say it costs too much is the objection. And I actually, let's just say I want to write this in, let's choose Italian. Okay, so I'm going to click submit now. And now it's going to give me the response. It's going to give me that objection to that it costs too much, but it's going to give it to me in Italian. So you can see here that it's spitting it out here. Now, obviously, or maybe not obviously, but I don't speak Italian. So I'm going to say translate this to English in Google, and let's just see what it says. So I'm going to say, let's go Italian, and let's choose that language. And then let's just choose English so we can read it. I can't even type English. Okay. All right. So let's paste this in there. And now you can see what it actually says. Okay. I can completely understand your concerns regarding the cost of our product or service. However, I would like to highlight the numerous benefits you will get by investing in it and so on. Okay. So all of this, it's the same response that we would be getting normally, except we are just telling it, hey, when you give that response, give it in Italian. Okay. So let's actually talk about how to do this now. All right. Now, once you create your FormWise account, and if you go to my link, you can actually create a free trial. So definitely encourage you to do that, bridgetbartlett.com. So you'll see that I have two options here. The first one I'm going to show you is that multi-language tool. So I'm going to go ahead and click in here, and then I'm going to show you the back end of what that looks like. Okay. So again, I'm just using the template that they provide, except I just removed the stuff that asks for the name. Okay. So we have our objection here. This is our form. If you're unfamiliar with FormWise, you have basically the form, and then you have your prompt here. Okay, so it's, if you think of it as kind of combining ChatGPT with Zapier, that's kind of what FormWise is like. Okay, so we have our form here. So what information do we want to capture? We want to capture what is the sales objection. And then we also want to capture what is the language that you want us to respond in. Okay. And you're going to build this out like a basic form. Okay. So you're going to say, we need this information required. You can choose your little tag here. You can just edit it and make it whatever you want to. But these tags, whatever they answer in this question, is going to be the tag that is here. Okay. So the objection would be at objection, and then the language would be at language. So let me show you why it's set up that way. Okay. And then, of course, you want to have, what language do you want to respond in? And then you can have multiple choice here. So let's go to the back end. And now that we see the form, how does all of this info work? So there's only really one step here. And so the prompt is, I need help with a customer that is giving me objections about my product or service. I need help overcoming a sales objection about, and then you see that tag objection. Okay. So to add a tag here, all you need to do is do the at symbol. And you see those two tags that I just showed you from the form, right? So we have the answer to the objection, and then we also have the answer to the language. So those are two tags. The tags are the answer. All right. So we have our objection here. Now, can you give me a sales objection script to overcome their objection? Please make it at least 125 words in, and then now we have that language tag. So whatever language they chose on the form, it's going to pre-fill that in here, and it's going to tell ChatGPT to write it in that language, and of course, and be extremely friendly and understanding. Okay. So that's really how easy it is. All we're really doing here is we are just making sure to edit the form so that we capture the correct information. And then also we're choosing the language, right? So we're just telling it what language to type it in. All right. Now let me show you one that doesn't have that, where they're choosing. Okay. What if you just are only serving Spanish speaking clients? Okay, so let's go back to FormWise now here. Um, just taking just a second. Let me close out of this. All right, so now I'm going to show you same template, except we're just changing this template so that they're not choosing the language. We're just automatically putting it in Spanish. Okay, so I'm going to click here now. And I labeled this Spanish because I want to know, when you start building out all these tools, especially if you have different languages, you want to make sure to label whichever one that you are, whatever you've changed it to. Now, you do need to change that. Now, again, I don't speak Spanish. Okay. I am not bilingual by any means whatsoever. I took Spanish 1 in high school, and that's as far as I went. But what I did is I used Google Translate. Okay. So if you do speak Spanish and you're like, whoa, Bridget, that is crazy. That's not how we say that. So I'm so sorry. I just wanted to give you an example. If you do speak Spanish, you would definitely, or if you're just better at Google Translate than me, you do want to translate this, because the reason is if we are only servicing Spanish speaking people, then to put the input in, it needs to be in Spanish, right? Otherwise, if they don't speak English, they're not going to understand what is your objection, right? It needs to be in Spanish. So we're changing our form so that the info that they read is in Spanish. And then in the prompt area, same basic thing. You'll see it's exactly the same, except instead of that tag, because here, if we go back to the form, there's only one question. Okay. And it's the objection. You'll see there is no choose which language you want it to be in. Okay. So we only have one tag. Now, when we go into the prompt, you'll see it's the exact same prompt, except we don't need the language because we already know that it's going to be in Spanish. So we're just telling the system, please make this 125 words in Spanish and be completely friendly. Okay. So let's test this out. I'm going to go ahead and just click here and let's open this up. And of course, I know what the question is, even though it is in Spanish. So it is, what are the objections? Okay, so I'm going to say, same thing as before, costs too much, and submit. And then now you can see that the output that we're going to get is all written in Spanish. Okay. So this is super, super cool. If you guys are servicing clients speaking other languages. I mean, really, it's unlimited what you can do at this point with all of your different lead magnets. You could literally create lead magnets for every single language, or you could create it to where they select the language and then that will determine the language that is in the output. Okay. So again, if you guys don't have a FormWise account, highly encourage you to get it. Go to bridgetbartlett.com, go up here to FormWise, create a free trial. You are going to love it. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you there.